as you circle Earth, going around and around Earth, notice yourself attracted to certain places, or notice yourself repelled by certain places. So, Janet, as you circle the world, are you attracted to or repelled by any place?
In this instance, I'm drawn to France.
Okay. Now, the next thing to do, just imagine that you're perhaps in France, or it could be pretty flexible, but just let's sense your feet. We start with feet. And if you're doing this along with Janet, just do it. Sense, if you're thinking of a past life, sense or see your feet in one of the places that drew you. So Janet will see her feet in France. And then when you notice your feet, are they little or big? Are you young or old? What about you, Janet?
My feet are not big nor little, they're medium size. I appear to be young, and my feet seem to be male.
Are they covered or uncovered?
I'm looking at my bare feet right now,
Uh-huh.
but that doesn't mean I don't wear shoes.
I see. And as you look up or get a sense of your body, are you a male or a female?
I am male.
Uh-huh. And if you are clothed, uh, imagine that you can actually feel the clothes on you, the texture, the pressure, and the warmth. And if you're clothed, tell me about it. And so if you're doing this at home, just you see your feet, uh, and then you see whether you're a man or woman, and then you notice what your clothes are like.
I'm wearing a brown outfit, and I have a cape that matches.
Notice your immediate situation as you embody the person that you're seeing. In other words, you pretend, imagine that you are going into that person's body and looking through their eyes, and you're seeing the scene you occupy. So what's your immediate situation?
I'm in the forest. It's summertime, heading towards fall, so it's starting to get chilly. I'm in the forest, and I'm aware that some danger is coming.
Yeah, so that's the next part. Janet is aware that some danger is coming. So if you're doing this, once you've found a place and got your feet and your sex and what you're wearing, you get a sense that something is about to happen. So if you're doing this for yourself, see what's about to happen, and then let it happen. Fully experience it. What is the situation, Janet?
I've come to my home in the forest, and people are missing, and there are some people that are dead.
Wow. And how do you feel about what you're seeing?
I feel many emotions simultaneously. I'm aware that there's danger for myself. I'm looking for people that I love and they're missing, and I don't see them amongst the dead. And
Oh, wait, slow this down.
mhm,
As you sense danger, what's the emotion that accompanies that?
fear,
Yeah, yeah,
trepidation.
yeah.
I'm alert, aware that if I don't gather my wits about me and get out of here, the same could happen to me. That the danger has not ended. The people that killed my um, mates in the forest there could return and kill me.
How do you feel about the people that are killed?
I feel sadness, but there's no time to mourn because of this great urgency. I have to protect myself, and so I feel fear overwhelms sadness, and I will have to bookmark any kind of mourning and just get myself out of there.
So let me just cut in here. This is so common that when you do a past life, you'll come into a scene where other people have been killed, and it's the survivor who suppresses their emotions in order to survive. But then, what the script they often carry with that is a dulled emotional state and inability to express. And so I'd like you to let the situation develop. Just tell the story as it unfolds. There you are, you're afraid. Whatever killed these people might come after you. What happens next?
Um, I realized I'm male, and I realized the woman that I love is not there, and I piece it together that she's been taken. And so I have a horse. I get on my horse and I start speeding back to town.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm running towards. I've had this past life memory many, many
Mm-hmm.
times.
Mm-hmm.
Just to give the listeners a background, this is a repeated dream of mine that I had since childhood, if not infancy. And I will tell you the ending that repeats over and over and
Go
over.
ahead.
But the ending is I fall to my death, and before I hit before I actually die, before I hit ground, I wake up in my bed. This is what I did through my childhood from early, like 2 years old, up until I was in my middle 20s. I finally stopped having this
Yeah,
dream.
Janet, I would like you to go to the point where you're leading up to where you die.
So what's happened is I call this the storming the Bastille past life, because I'm going up the stairs of a huge building, and I have gone past a large brick wall. It's not bricks, but it's stones on top of each other. So it's a very distinct structure. And the entryway into this large building is quite wide, a large staircase that probably could hold a large group of people. And there's like a courtyard. And I run up the stairs, and at that point, there are men coming from all directions, and I'm kind of dressed. The best way you could describe it is like a musketeer, but it's not a fancy outfit. But it does have a cape, but it's brown. It's like I'm a poor man's version of a musketeer. I realize I'm some kind of revolutionary agent, and I'm not part of the aristocracy or even the military. I'm a renegade, and now I went back to try to rescue my beloved, and I'm in. Now I'm in. They're in hot pursuit of me. So I run into this building, and they're coming from behind me, and they start coming from the side. So I go up a spiral staircase up to a second level, and I start to go out into the balcony, and I see down the hall to the right and left, and there's more people coming towards me. They're all kind of dressed up like military of an earlier period. They're kind of like in gold outfits with brown and gold, and very ornate outfits compared to mine. Mine's very simple. I'm a simple person, and yet I'm a fencer. So I have my sword, my fencing sword, and I have it pulled at this point. And so I go back into the stairwell and go up to a third level, and the same thing happens. And at the head of this is a man that I call Nemesis. For some reason, I've been calling him Nemesis all my life. And Nemesis comes out and basically is taunting me, and I've got you. And I'm very athletic. I'm not a very tall man. I'm probably 5'5", 5'6", but I'm thin, and I'm an athlete. But I'm like a gymnast. I can do flips. I was very athletic and flexible. So in one single bound, I leap up onto the railing of this. I'm on a balcony that has a long hallway on either side. It's a long balcony that goes down, and I'm aware there's a drop off into what would be the ballroom of this facility. And I have awareness that there was many celebrative type events, parties that went on in this building, and that I had been there in some part of that life. That's why I was familiar with this building. And so I start to fence with with my sword, with this Nemesis, and he's sloppy, and I realized that I could kill him, but there's something about my being that I couldn't kill him. And in the midst of all this, I'm remembering an episode with my friend, and we were practicing fencing, and And the same thing, and he laughed at me. He said, you couldn't kill anyone to save your own life. And he was taunting my best friend. And then I was remembering that my best friend was one of the people I saw dead that had been
Oh,
killed. So this is like I'm in this battle for my life. I can't kill this man. I'm remembering live scenes from this life, and I realized that if they take me captive, they're just going to torture me. They're not going to kill me. So death is preferable. So there are these colorful banners and things kind of hanging from the walls, and so I leap for like a tapestry, and I think it might be strong enough to hold me, and my intent was to slide down 3 levels to the first floor and possibly escape. But there's a part of me that realized that that was a foolish thought because it wasn't strong enough to hold me, and it starts to rip. And as I leave my body,
no, wait, don't leave your body. But what we do, let me just intercede here. When we get a key event like that, what we want to do is slow down. We want to actually slow motion everything right to the death, because what we want to do is know the last things that you think, see, and feel just before you die, because those are the things that you take into the next life. So just slow it down, and we want to know even the pain of dying. What happens next? You're jumping toward the tapestry, you're grabbing for it, and what happens next?
it rips, and I know I'm going to die, and I jump out of my skin. I leave my body. I do not hit the ground, but I
So
am dead.
this time, Janet, this time, don't leave your body. Stay with the body. What does the body experience? Let body talk.
The body falls and is smashed.
Where is
And
it smashed?
it smashes to the ballroom floor of
What
this
part of the
building.
body lands first?
Oh, let's see. I leapt, and I'm reliving this.
Yes,
So,
do it now.
and it's so I fall on my right shoulder. I fall on the right side of my
What's the
body,
last thing,
head
your last
first.
thought? Yeah, head first.
Well, I'm already out of my body, watching
Right.
it hit. I'm watching my body hit the ground, and so I'm already detaching from the body, so I don't physically, because I probably had a heart attack or something.
Oh,
I think I physically died from fear, or
yes.
died from a heart attack, and I was already out of my body before the body hit the
The
ground.
last thing you thought
Was
was,
So as I jumped out of my body, I became aware of where my beloved was, and was dead, and she met me, and she had been taken to a guillotine and beheaded. She had probably only been out of her body a few minutes. And also, my best friend who used to fence with me met me, and he had been dead for probably about an hour. So they met me, and we all started laughing, and we went, wow, wasn't that a crazy, wild adventure? And
what attitudes did this leave you with?
well, it was an amazing past life recall, and I didn't get all these pieces for years. It took me visiting this over and over and over again, and I didn't do any kind of hypnotherapy. I finally remembered it when I met the two characters in the play. So I met my fencing partner, and his name was Ed. And in this life, he was male, and he still liked to fence. He was a fencing master. So he carried that into this life. I met the woman who died, and she was my second husband. And my second husband used to hold his neck funny, like he would just be rubbing it. and he just had this habit of rubbing his
Wow.
neck. And after I started my